Canadian guy.
Mhm. That was
And
me.
also because they use some
Mhm.
abbreviation and some expression that for me are unknown, and then but even I have to look for the to Google that expression, and also but on all use many abbreviation.
Okay.
LOL. I am not. I don't remember what that, but this is a kind of the
Do you
communication that
do you
we are.
write when you get this information from Google, are you saving what you're learning on a document or are you just writing it down for the moment?
Okay.
Understand? So what I would suggest is that once you hear a phrase or an abbreviation,
Uh-huh.
those that you can remember, write them down. Then when we get together, it doesn't matter how many it is. When we get
Uh-huh.
together, we'll talk about these abbreviations so that you can get accustomed to practice using them. It is my understanding that as you Google the expression, you understand it at that moment. Something that you don't repeat, you tend to forget. You'll have to look it up again at another time. So we will develop strategies
Uh-huh.
that you don't have to keep looking it up on Google. It will
Yeah.
become a part of the conversation when you're speaking, and you'll be able
Mhm.
to do that easily. So, what I understood you to say is that there are limitations in your position because one, you're not working out of your company's office.
Mhm.
You're going to another company
Mhm.
and they have limits,
Yes.
no emails, no texting. So you have a lot that you have to remember to do without cataloging this with technology. So that would be a limitation, but it does require you to be accountable
Uh-huh.
to the people that you are servicing. They are not concerned about the limitations. They want to see results. So
Yes.
so I can imagine how stressful it would be. One, the person that you're speaking with is not a native English speaker. You are getting accustomed to English from native speakers.
Uh-huh.
This is the person maybe in India who is speaking English, but with their accent and the addition of words that you're not really that familiar with becomes problematic. I can also imagine that the person in India may have some concepts that are not necessarily clear to you or to himself. He is interpreting what he believes is the right way to phrase something, and it may not necessarily translate easily into what you're thinking and hearing. So we could work on how do we understand someone better and to courteously
Mhm.
ask for clarification.
Okay. For example, I wrote down the one expression. He wrote no point of no point doing of yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because we are asked to did something that is not our responsibilities for the other department, because we are a customer support and training, and we are not a research and development department. And they are ask her ask him to write a little program, and then he he wrote me, hey, could you help me? Yeah, because and then he wrote that no point doing of my responsibility. At the first view, at the first sight, I didn't catch, I didn't get it, his idea. Then
Mm-hmm.
I had to, but it took me almost 1 minute or more, because he wrote fast,
Mm-hmm.
And and also when he called me through the Teams, I have to. I didn't get the idea completely, so I had to write and then after ask him what did he try to say. Or
Right.
this is.
What did he want you to understand?
Uh-huh,
So let me see if I understand, if I'm understanding. When he wrote no point of this, I believe he is saying it is not necessary. It is not needed.
okay.
He's saying we do not need to do this. Is this what he meant? What
Yeah,
did he?
yeah, because he after that he wrote I don't uh I, I he didn't like to work extra to do extra work. He didn't like to do extra work. After that he told me that, but at the beginning he wrote no point no point doing of working
Right.
extra.
So this is the same as saying this is not necessary for us
Okay.
to complete the task. What we are being tasked to do is not necessary. It is not our job. It is
Uh-huh.
not our
Yeah.
responsibility. So here's where it is the phrasal verb, no point, no point. So when I think of point, 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 point,
Yeah.
point,
Uh-huh.
and then the word no means, but we're thinking no
No
pointing,
point.
no,
No
what does
point.
that mean? So
Uh,
as a phrasal verb, we know that phrasal verbs do not have the meaning of what the words actually mean. So in
okay.
this case, it's not necessary. It is not necessary for us. It is not necessary for me to do something because we're going to arrive at the same point by following my job description.
Okay.
If I do my job, I'm going to get to the same place. The results will be the same. So it is no point in doing this extra work,
Okay.
which I do not wish to do.
Also, for example, I am used to using so far. So far. Now, so far, I feel that I enhance my English. This is okay. And also, he wrote me as for, and as for, yeah, this doesn't mean as for. I haven't seen that expression as for. And then I had to Google as for, yeah. I know
Is,
this is almost to related o- also.
is
As
this
for is,
what as far?
no, no, as far, no. As for, as for.
Okay, so what? Give me more than ask for. Give me the rest of the sentence of a sentence.
I don't remember the
It
sentence
be as
completely, but he wanted we were, we were talking about to relate it to our issue that our problem that we are trying to solve. And then this as for doing that, uh, uh, I didn't catch that.
could it be
Uh, and yes, as for me, but he wrote also something like that. As for the scripting, for doing, for solving the slow, almost like that. As for the scripting, for uh, that's because at the first sight I didn't get it. What that thing as for it, this is the meaning of the related or uh, to concern. Is, or this is a synonym of that. Or, or as for is a phrasal verb.
I don't necessarily know. I don't know that it's a phrasal verb.
Oh,
I
sí.
don't know. I don't know that I would call that a phrasal verb because um uh no, I don't think it, let me just check. Well, I believe in going to
Let me check my conversation history in order to look for the expression. What did he say that exactly? And then I'm going to email you what the sentence completely. And then, but this kind of situation, uh, I have I have had with that guy, only with that, because the other people are the Native American or a Brazilian, and he write a different way, and this a formal way. That's it. Only with with the Canadian guys with the I
well
have
in Canada, they probably speak more English than they do in India. So the conversation that you're having
uh-huh,
with a Canadian is going to be more like what I would say as an English person. The person in India is not exposed or hasn't been exposed to English as I know it as much as the person in Canada. So their ideas, their concepts, their phrases are going to be different. Now,
okay,
the phrase as for that you were asking about, it is a prepositional phrase,
okay,
and it's an introductory phrase like for example, or
ah,
in addition to, or more or less. Those are prepositional phrases or introduction phrases that is introducing an idea. So as far is introducing his idea. As far as I am concerned, this is not required.
okay,
You could leave off the as far and just say this is not required. I am not interested in doing this, just similar to what was the phrase we were just talking about? What was the phrase we were just talking about? Let me see if I wrote it down. Um, as for I don't know. We were just talking about a phrase and I just explained it, but I didn't write it down, so I don't know what it was. Um, what was the thing that previous comment that the person made that you didn't understand? I just explained it to you, but I didn't write it down.
yes. Also, I remember the last I asked you about the I, I don't remember what was my question last. Yeah, yes, I remember what I said. Am I in a place? Because when I was studying, when I was a student, I have a teacher from India, and I took a course with him, and he used to say, "Am I in a place?" And he moved his head up and down, and yeah, I'm in a place. Always he's he said that. Am I in a place in order to ask if we were following his
That's the important.
idea. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's because and then one one time when I was we were uh, talking to the Argentinian people, and I wanted to ask to the Canadian guys if we were uh, if we are if he agree with me, he if he are with me.
Yes.
And then but I didn't remember how to ask, and I remember that am I in a place, and uh, he 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 wrote the question mark, and then in the chat he wrote me the question mark. Then I felt that it was not my question, my expression was good.
Your expression was not understood.
Yeah.
And I would say that when you're having a conversation, Julian, the understanding comes from the conversation. As you have explained, the guy in India said, am I in the place? Or are we in the place? In my opinion, the Indian person was thinking he was saying it correctly, but it would be, are we on the same page? Are we on the same page? When you ask if we are on the same page, it means, are we in the same place? Are we
Okay.
understanding each other? But if you're just saying, are we in the same place? It could be misunderstood. Again, from the conversation, that the Indian person was having, I would understand that he's asking, do you understand what I'm saying? And even though his sentence is incorrect, I am understanding what he wants to convey.
Okay.
Now, even with saying that, if your English is not good enough to transfer one word with another word, so all I did was take out the word place and I put in page. Oh,
Uh,
are we on the same page? Or are we in? Well, it wouldn't be in, it would be on. Are we on the same page? Are we on the same place? Are we in the same place? He just had, he had the right idea. In my opinion, he just stated it incorrectly. Now, as a student, you chose to understand him saying things many times correctly. You understood what he meant. You
yeah.
understood the meaning. And therefore, when you went to speak with someone else, you used the exact
uh,
words that the Indian guy used. But I'm saying that the Indian guy's words were incorrect.
But also I understood him because he shake his head. Only
Yeah.
that. Yeah, but in that time, we didn't have internet. Only the the notebook and the pencil. Yeah, that
Okay.
and the pen.
Yes.
Yeah, yes, is yeah. These are almost 30 years. Then when I was a
Oh,
student, then
okay.
yeah, that was not a, a easy way to look for the all the question.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Currently, it's different, but also, but and I learned very well that expression because every day that I had that class, the teacher also shake her, shake his head only. Am I in a place? Or maybe, like you said, is the expression was I am in a page, not in a place. But in that moment, I got that. In then I learned that. So the 3 weeks ago, when I was talking to the people, then I didn't know how to ask uh, to be uh, if he agree with me and that. But now after you wrote that, are you with me? This this one expression. Now I know that I can ask him if he is with me.
Yes. But I would say better, instead of saying, are we on the same page? Why not just ask clearly, do you understand me? Or is my
But is
question clear?
but in Spanish to say, do you understand me, is almost it's not a formal, is can be
An
uh
insult, maybe?
no, informal, is it's like you said in English, there's a maybe is it's not respectful. expression.
Like an
And
insult.
instead we say, did I explain very well? Did I explain me? Then,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
but
And
it's hard for me to in that moment to say, did I explain me? I didn't know how to say that only because it's just a very complicated for me because I said to you one time that it's very hard for me to avoid translating from Spanish to English. Is take me a lot of time. Some expression I can say that in a natural way, but other when we are in the middle of the conversation or doing and looking for the correct word I had to translate. It took me time and then
it will continue to take you time to do so. And what I want you to take from what we do together, Julian, is just say what you want to say. Don't translate it. I will let you
yeah,
know.
I
I will,
know that, Dr. Priscilla, but it's hard for me. Believe me, yeah, it's because I get desperate because I want to say to continue the conversation and to be fluent, and then uh, uh, but I find a moment. This is I don't know how to say that my idea how even I have you said my word in my point of the tongue and then but I don't know
I,
how to say it. This
I,
is
I do understand, but what I want you to understand, I understand exactly what you're saying, Julian.
uh-huh,
What I want you to understand when you're speaking to me or you are in a learning environment, it is not important for you to translate to get it right. It is better for you to say it incorrectly so that I can hear what
uh-huh,
you're saying incorrectly and I can correct you at that moment. When you start to translate in your head, you are making me, you're giving me the impression that you understand what you're saying when truly you do not. So it's better for you to say, this is what I want to say. I want to say, for example, um, am I in the right place? And I'm going to say, Julian, I don't really understand what you mean by saying, am I in the right place? And then you'll tell me what you want me to understand. And I'll say, oh, Julian, now let's try this again and say, am, are we on the same page? Then you will understand. And then I will explain why it may not be, are we in the same place?
uh-huh,
But if you continue to translate in your head and you say it, I'm giving you information based on the translation, not so much based upon your understanding. So it's better to learn a little bit. If you only learn two things, like today, you should have learned now or be able to say, are we on the same page?
uh-huh.
And you understand exactly what it means. Tomorrow you may forget to say, are we on the same page? Tomorrow
No,
you may,
no,
but you may,
I'm not going to forget that, Dr. Priscilla. But also, I want to point one thing that in when I are talking with you, you are talking a slow way. Also, this is also you can uh, you take more time for understand me. In my real life, that guy is not waiting for my my expression. He's talking a very fast. He's faster than in the common in the speed is normal for him and because he believed that my English is very well and then I haven't. told him that is not a, but I am an English learner speaker, and
And there's no reason for you to tell him that you are learning English. However, Julian, there's nothing wrong with saying to the person in India, please slow down. There's nothing wrong with you asking him. I ask native English speakers to repeat what they've said, especially New Yorkers. New Yorkers speak very fast, too fast sometimes for me to understand what they are saying. However, once I become accustomed to their voice, I do understand the situation and the circumstances in which the conversation is being conducted, and I can figure out
okay,
being a phrasal verb what
yes,
they are saying. So when you're speaking with people who speaks faster or they use words that you don't understand, truthfully, Julian, it is better that you ask them to explain what they mean. Because when you get ready to respond, if you didn't understand what they were saying, a word or a phrase or a concept, your response may be incorrect. As far as I know, you hear me say
as for
as far as I know, the person in India does believe you understand everything he is saying.
uh-huh,
You may not, however, you get the general idea
yes,
of what he says. And that's all that you need right now. You are doing the right thing by writing down words or phrases as far as, then look it up. Then eventually you will be able to use it and use it correctly if you share those things with me, along with other ideas. But these sessions are for you to develop quicker
uh-huh,
what you don't understand alone. Yes, you can go to Google and Google can explain it, but if you're not sure how to use it yourself,
okay, but also I am not sure that all the uh, Google show is true. That yes, you're right. You know that is not true. Almost,
this,
yeah.
this is true too. Based upon what you put in, Google is going through its algorithm of who would have said it, how was it said, and if you only put in as far as, yes, it will give you an explanation. It will give you probably a definition. But if you just put in as far, I don't know that it would give you a good um, description or a good explanation. So I'll ask you more questions. And as I listen to you, without trying to translate it into what you think he said, just tell me the situation. And I can perhaps tell you a better way to say what it is that you're trying to say and move forward in that direction, if that
Okay,
makes sense. Um,
okay. I feel better that you say that because uh, it's a it's a good exercise for me to talk to my coworker here there in Canada because uh,
mhm.
I now I realize that how much or how uh, uh, my English has enhancement or not, or what that how much is my English, how much is missing for have a good a
A
good
good
English.
conversation.
Yeah, yes, you're right.
To
That is
engage
like
in a good conversation, you're realizing after speaking with the Canadian person that you are limited in
uh,
having the appropriate words. You're
mhm,
limited in having the appropriate phrases. to
Yes.
use as a response to what this person says. One of the things that I would suggest that you do with the Canadian or even with anyone, the Indian or
Yeah.
American, is that when you answer a question, just paraphrase the question. So if I ask you, for example, how was your vacation or how were your holidays? Rephrase the question and say, my holidays were fabulous. My holidays were blank. And then you can tell me, during the holidays, my daughter came for 3 weeks, but you're rephrasing it so you know that you're talking about the holidays. You won't forget that you're talking about the holidays. You're not
Yes.
talking about your birthday. You're talking
Uh-huh.
about the holidays or Christmas or whatever you call your holidays. So just rephrase the question, and this will help to build your phrases when you are speaking with someone else in English. And when you're talking to the Indian guy, if he says something, you can say um, something like this. What I understand you to say is we should not focus on
Okay.
whatever this thing is. So these are, and then the Indian guy would say, yes, that is correct. We should not focus on. Okay, so say
Focus on.
what I understand you to say is that we blah 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 blah. Or you could say it is
Ah.
interesting that you are saying. So
Ah.
he said, as far as I'm concerned, he said, as far as I'm concerned. So then you could say, it's interesting that you're saying, as far as you're concerned, we do not need to do this, if that is the
Yeah.
situation.
Sometimes I use this expression, how was that like? How was that like? How was that like?
Okay,
What
so
was,
it would be what was that like? Not
what
how.
was, yeah. What
So
was that like?
what was it like? Okay,
What
so
was that
let's
like?
just do a little exercise here. Mm, new chat.
What was
Create
that like?
create a dialogue and use these phrases. Okay. What was that like?
Uh-huh.
Um, as far as in addition to what I understand, you understood you to say is I agree with you. However, could you please repeat what you said? I am not sure. Understand. Understand. Um,
What, what?
let's see what we've got now. Hmm. Student A, student B, and let's come back to where you are. I will share my screen now,
Okay.
and I'm going to see what did we come up with. Uh, where's my chat GPT? Um, um, Why am I not able to open up this window? Okay, so here's a
What
little.
student do you want me to be?
Okay, you can be student B. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, did you catch the lecture on astrophysics yesterday?
Yeah, I was there. What was that like? What
Okay,
was,
so you see, what was that like?
what was that like?
It was fascinating. The professor delved into black hole theories, and as far as lectures go, this one was mind blowing.
That sounds intriguing. What I understood you to say is that the professor discussed black holes in depth.
Discuss. So what I
What
understood.
I what I that sounds intriguing. That what I understood you to say is that the professor discussed black holes in depth.
So that was
What?
just me paraphrasing. The professor talked about black holes, and
Yeah.
you said what I
What I
understood.
thought this to what I understand saying that. Uh-huh.
Okay, so exactly. I agree with you. However, some parts were quite complex. Could you please repeat what you said about the equations? I'm not sure I understood.
Ah, okay.
So this is one. Could you please repeat? So
Could
when
you
someone is talking quickly, you can say, I'm not sure if I understood. Could you please repeat? And then there was something that you might remember that the person said. Could you please repeat what you said about the systems or what you said about the
yeah,
algorithm?
Dr. Priscilla, yeah, I have a question about, could you please repeat if I said, do you mind, is you repeat is what is the respectful expression? It's more respectful.
Well, you don't, you could say, do you mind? But it isn't necessary. Just say, Mr. Indian guy, could you please repeat?
Yeah. Okay. Could
Just
you please?
say,
Yeah.
don't, it is, I mean, it's okay for you to ask, do you
Uh,
mind? But it's not necessary. Just
but
say,
I am not sure because I don't want to to be it's not to opposite of respectful. Yeah, I want to be it's a kind a kind.
you use the word please. You
Uh-huh.
use the word please. When we use the word please, that is almost as respectful as you can get.
Yeah. Okay. Could you please? Okay.
Please. If you just said, if you just said, repeat what you said, even though I don't see that as being disrespectful, it is more respectful if we put the word please.
Not
Please.
not to sound rude.
You won't sound rude, but
Yeah.
from
I
your
don't want to sound rude. This is my also my
Mhm.
interest not to be because we are is a professional relationship.
Environment. I
Yeah,
understand
and then
that.
it's a formal communication,
Let's
even that he's using
so
that
if
kind of
I want you to know that whenever you use the word please,
uh,
that is the most respectful way to say anything. You don't have to add other things. It's okay if it's natural for you. If you have to think about it, should I say, would you mind? Would you mind is the same as saying please.
okay. Could you
Would you mind? Or could you please repeat or explain or share more, please? And then thank you. It's not necessary to say thank you so much. It's okay to say thank you so much for sharing. Thank you is very respectful and it is enough as well. Again, Julian, what is needed on your part is just more practice. Like, tell me what it is that you want to say, and then practice saying it. Then look at the video, and you'll know that enough is enough if you just say please.
I said to you that when I am driving, I repeat and I talking to me, uh, but
Mhm.
I know it's not enough to do that. I feel better to talking with someone. Yeah, that's
This is
enjoy
true.
that kind of this.
It is true. It is better. It is most advantageous to speak with someone.
Yeah.
However, Julian, continue speaking with yourself because there are others who are not able to have a person to speak with. So on your way to work, continue practicing
Uh-huh.
through talking to yourself.
But also my concern is what if I said wrong something or my structure is wrong, who is going to correct or to point me that is not uh,
There,
at the
if you
yeah.
if you can't if you can't afford to have someone correct you, then you can continue to listen to
Uh-huh.
podcasts. You can continue to listen to the person that you're speaking with.
Uh,
And what you will do is just imitate what they say. If
yeah,
they,
yeah, yeah,
if
I
they,
know that, Dr. Priscilla, because before I started taking classes with you and even the other platform, I took some classes with a teacher here in my city, and the first time he asked me, "How about your English?" And I said, "It's not good enough." And he looked at me, "Okay, uh, please write." And then I wrote what I said, and then no, it's not the good expression because I get used to say enough. It's not enough. It's enough. It's enough. You can mention that, and then that is my also my worries. That what about this? But I am used to speaking to me, and
Mhm,
then this exercise I do. Yes.
mhm.
Also, I hear I watch videos. I hear songs, and also I am repeating some conversation, and I record my voice.
Good, good.
But all that the exercises you mentioned, but however, I feel better. Honestly, I feel better talk to other person. In this case, with you, because I learn from you. Uh, Even I am write down some expression, and then I'm going to repeat for tomorrow when I write to my coworker in Canada. Uh, I I don't forget the expression. Also, when I need to talk, my expression can be natural beef, and I feel fluent also. But I want to mention that uh, I don't care uh, to talk because the place where there are many people around, and then at the beginning I feel embarrassed. I didn't want to the people hear me what my English. And now I don't care about that. I
Good.
need to talk and I need to speak. I don't care about that. Is uh,
That's
so
great. When you can come to terms with, this is where I am now. This is where I am now.
yes.
This is where I'm trying to get. And the only way that you're going to get from here to here
Uh,
is to open your mouth and speak when you get the opportunity to do so. And you are a likable person. People will be patient with you. They will listen. People will try to understand what it is that you're saying, and you keep moving forward in that vein. And you're doing an amazing job, even with these phrases, as far as As far as I can
As far
see,
as,
as
as
far as
far as
I can see, you're doing great.
okay.
You see, as far as then what I understood you to say, what I understand, what I understood you to say is that there was a time when you were with a group of people and you would feel embarrassed if you spoke. Now you don't care. I just
Yes,
do
of
the
course.
best that I can and I keep going.
Yes.
Uh, then we said, so I think we could say we're on the same page now. We're on the
Yes.
same page now because you know that practice speaking to yourself is still relevant. Practice speaking to yourself is still good. And talking with someone like me is, of course, better. But on those days and times when you don't have me, then you have yourself in your car. Again, you can go to the Facebook page, send the recording of something that you want me to understand or something that you want to ask a question, and it will be easy for me to just respond back to you and explain
Okay.
what it is.
Okay. I am with you, and also I want to to wish the best and all the regulation for this new year can be
Absolutely. So I'm going
completely.
to, before we go, I'm going to ask you, I think you know that I am trying to monetize my YouTube channel.
Uh-huh.
So I'm asking my students to listen to my playlist.
Okay.
So you don't have to listen to it. Just play it at night. If you have free Wi-Fi, if you have to pay for it, then don't listen to it. But just play the playlist so I can accumulate the hours. I will give you the list, the link.
Yeah, Dr. Priscilla, but because I hit the hay, I started hearing your videos, and also when I
Uh-huh.
fall asleep,
Uh-huh.
the videos I are
They're still playing.
reproducing. Yeah.
Oh, they're playing. Okay, well
No,
that's what
no, no, don't worry about that. I done that.
you, you're
I do
doing that.
that. I do that. Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay,
Because
well,
I talked to Asher. To Asher, yeah. He
okay.
asked me that, but I I told him that we and I was taking class with you, and also this is a kind of exercise you asked me to do, and
Okay.
also there's no
Okay.
problem. Thank you.
Okay, that sounds wonderful. I appreciate.
Okay, please also review my chair. This going to be fixed after 19
Okay.
this month. There is
Okay.
no problem. And also, when is this going to be the next session?
The next class is going to be,
Uh, the, the
let me look at the calendar.
in the end of the January?
Yeah, it's the last Sunday in January.
Okay. Okay. Yes, also I make a mistake 2 days after backing from airport because I read your email and then
Uh-huh.
I asked for the time but after uh,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah. So, but
accessing yeah, the link because it's also for dating, just dating the meeting. Yeah.
okay. So the meetings are always at 1. The
Yeah.
meetings are at 1, and it usually always every month is the last Sunday in the month. The
Okay.
last Sunday in the month. We
Okay.
had this one this month because we didn't meet in December.
Okay.
We didn't meet in December, so we met January. We'll meet
Uh-huh.
twice in January.
Okay. Okay. The next session is gonna be on 28
Let me just go
on
ahead.
on on
Let me.
28.
I couldn't find my calendar, so let me look. Hold on. Open a calendar.
Yeah.
Opening calendar. Well, I just have to go to Zoom. It most likely is the 28th, but I'll send you a message as soon as this session is over to let you know the date and the link. Okay?
Okay, and then for me it's best to send an email
Okay.
because
Right.
wherever
Like I
okay,
did today. Yeah.
okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
And it's
Nice to see
always
you
on,
again.
it's good to see you. It's on the Facebook page as well. The
Okay,
date
thank
on
you.
the Facebook page, so you'll see it there. Okay.
Okay,
You have any
bye,
other
Dr.
have any other questions for me before we go?
No, no, Dr. Priscilla. No, thank you.
Okay, great. Great seeing you.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.